Hey everyone, welcome to Adventures in Everyday Cooking, where every day can be an adventure in your kitchen, and during this quarantine, it really is an adventure every single day. Every day it's an adventure. There's not a single, actually it's just one long adventure, one long day. It feels like the same day over and over and over and over and over and over. The only difference is the food. Thank God for food. So in the past, I've always been really intrigued about sourdough starters. I've never kind of gotten the courage to do one myself, but during this quarantine, I thought, what the heck, let's throw caution to the wind and do this thing. So I followed some recipe, which looked legit, and I was disappointed. It was a big failure, it flopped, I threw it away, it was gross, it didn't float, nothing about it was right. And so I kind of just threw it away, and I was like, okay, failure, I can't do it, let's move on. Well, a couple days later, knowing my frustrations, my husband stumbled upon another recipe that was way, I don't want to say easier because it was generally the same idea, but it was way less starter and you didn't discard anything. So I was like, what about this one? Because the first recipe was like, add a cup of flour and half of a cup of water, stir, 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 and make this glop. Add in, throw away this and then keep this and throw away that. Oh, and it was a lot to keep track of, but I thought, well, everybody else does it. Why can't I? Why can't I? So this new recipe was super easy. You started out with 2 tablespoons of flour and 2 tablespoons of warm water. You stirred it up and you left it for 12 hours. Then you did a tablespoon, a tablespoon, a tablespoon, a tablespoon, every 12 hours until you had sourdough starter. No kidding, it worked. It worked. So on day 5, I think it was day 5, I did the float test, and sure enough, I had good sourdough starter. Now, I was still very intimidated by this whole sourdough process. I actually didn't want to give the yeasty sourdough a chance. So I searched online and I found a sourdough starter bread recipe that included yeast. And I didn't videotape that because I wanted to see how it worked first, but look at this. Look at that bread. Is that not amazing? It tasted amazing, it looked amazing, it was amazing. However, it was really lightly sourdough. The people in my house said that it didn't really taste a lot like sourdough, but it certainly smelled like sourdough. Now, some people would say maybe that was a bad thing, but my husband, who doesn't like sourdough that much, really liked it. So, win-win. So now we've been several days later, so I think I made that bread on Thursday, and today is Sunday, so Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So I've had 4 more days with my starter, and I have just done the float test. So let me show you the float test right here. So basically I'm just pulling out a little bit of the starter and I'm plopping it into a bowl of water, and see how it floats there? That means that that starter is alive, well, and yeasty. So, intimidation aside, we are going to do a sourdough bread recipe with 0 yeast, using only the yeast that is found in this sourdough starter I made from scratch. Are you ready for this? I'm a little scared. Seriously, I don't want this to flop. If it flops, then you'll have to tell me in the comments below what you think I did wrong. But at the moment of this video, I don't know if it's gonna flop or not. So let's get started. All right, so the recipe that I'm actually going to use is called Easy Sourdough Artisan Bread Recipe. I can't remember where I pulled it down from. It looks a little bit like all recipes. It had a ton of stars. There were 99 5 stars. So I was like, okay, this will be good. And we're gonna do it in our Dutch oven. So, but that'll come later because we have a lot of rise time to do here. So I have read through the recipe. I know what we're supposed to do, but I'm gonna keep it here next to me because sometimes I'm like, oh, what am I doing? Oh, what am I doing? Okay, so we're gonna add our 3 cups of flour, to our mixer. If you don't have a mixing bowl, of course you're gonna have a mixing bowl. If you don't have a stand mixer, you can mix this by hand, but since I have a stand mixer, we're gonna mix it in there. Okay, 1 1/2 teaspoons of salt, and we're just gonna give that a mix to start with, just to kind of incorporate all the things. And let me just look here. 1 1/4 cups of warm water. I got my warm water a little bit ago, but I'm gonna go ahead and check the temperature on it, just because I want to make sure it's not too hot and not too cold. So right now it's about 99, 100 degrees. That'll work for me. I'm gonna go ahead and turn it off, and I'm going to add all of my ingredients at the same time before I stir it again. Okay, so I'm gonna add my water. I'm gonna add my 1 tablespoon of honey, which this little tablespoon measuring for honey is absolutely amazing. It's from Pampered Chef. I am a Pampered Chef consultant, so if you ever need anything Pampered Chef, please let me know. I'd be glad to help you. And then we are going to measure out 3/4 of a cup of active starter. And this is active. I fed it this morning, about 4 hours ago, and they always recommend that you feed it, and then 4 hours later is when it's at its prime rising ability. So it has been 4 hours almost on the knob, and we are gonna measure out 3/4 of a cup. And this is set at 3/4 of a cup, so I should be able to just pour it in. Just like so. And then later this evening, I will feed this again so that I can have more starter in about 4 days. All right, so let's go ahead and pour that in. Where's our little mini skinny scraper here? All right. And the directions say, mix all ingredients together in this bowl of the stand mixer until just combined. And then we're gonna leave it sit for 15 minutes. So, until just combined. So let's just do it until just combined. I don't know what that means, but we're gonna try. We'll just scrape down the sides until everything is combined. One of the recipe notes did say that if your starter is 100% hydrated, you may need less water. Mine is about 75% hydrated because towards the end of each feeding, or the end of this time, I started doing about 75% water compared to 100% flour. So I'll call it about 75. Okay, so this looks almost well combined. Just combined. Yep, looks good. I don't know if you can see through the floury bowl, but we just have it combined. It smells fantastic already. It smells like sourdough goodness. Beautiful. Okay, let's let it sit for 15 minutes and we'll be right back. Okay, it's been 15 minutes and we're gonna go ahead and start our mixer and knead for 5 minutes. Now, something I noticed during this little resting time was that my dough is looking quite wet, which could mean that my starter was wetter than I thought it was. So I got some more flour out here so that I will add it so I can get that right consistency. Because too wet of a dough will result in a flat bread. We don't want a flat bread. All right, so let's get this started. All right, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna start with just a tablespoon extra. And then it could change dramatically, which it already has. So maybe it only needed an extra tablespoon. Let's look. Nope, we're gonna add 1 more tablespoon. All right, 5 minutes is up. So let's take this out and see what we have. It's still a little bit tacky. I ended up adding about 3 tablespoons extra of flour, and I think I'm gonna turn this out just a little bit on my pastry mat here and incorporate just a little bit more because I don't think it should be that sticky. I've watched enough sourdough videos to know that that stickiness, that's too sticky. That won't rise correctly. That won't happen and hey, maybe I'll be wrong. Maybe this will be a what not to do video. But I've seen enough videos to know that that is way too sticky. There's no way we'll be able to, and this is just my pastry mat from Pampered Chef. It's silicone, so it's non-stick, and it's really nice, especially when you don't want to incorporate a ton of flour in something. Whoa, just gotta make myself a mess. But yet you want to put enough in. Oh yeah, already feels so much better. This dough feels amazing. Just amazing. And I probably put in like another teaspoon and a half. So just feel your dough. I mean, if you put your hand on it and it sticks to you, that's not right. It can't be right. But this feels like a big, heavy marshmallow. Okay, let's read the directions. Transfer to a medium-sized bowl, lightly coated with oil, pink, which I have lightly coated this bowl with oil, and cover with plastic wrap and let rise for 3 hours, turning and folding the dough once or twice. Okay, so I've seen the turning and folding thing done. So I'm gonna set a timer for 1 hour and then I'll come back and turn and fold with you as we see this go. So here we go. Okay, you ready? We're gonna plop it in and then we are going to cover it with this awesome Pampered Chef silicone lid. Don't have to use plastic wrap because this lid gives room for it to expand. And then we'll see you back here in an hour to turn and fold. I've seen it done. I've never done it. So we'll see how it goes. Okay, we'll be back. Okay, the hour is up. It's time to pick up and fold. So it kind of looks like a gooey mess, but I've seen this done. So hopefully I do it right. So what we're gonna wanna do is we're going to wanna pick it up in the middle, just like this, and fold it over. And that's it. That's what we're gonna do. We're gonna set another timer for an hour and we will be back. Okay? 1 hour. It's been another hour. Let's do another turn. Okay, last time we turned from this side. So this time we're going to turn from this side. All right. Pick up. Sticky. See you back in another hour. All right, another hour passed. Now we have to do several folds. Okay, so let's pick up from the opposite direction where we were. And we're gonna pick up all the way. Wow. And then we're gonna fold like so. Then we're gonna turn this way and we're gonna do it the same thing. And set it down. Now comes another wait. We're gonna cover this and we are gonna wait for 2 hours. When we come back from the 2 hours, we are going to shape it into a ball and then one more 40-minute rest. Okay, be back. Okay, we're back. It's been 2 hours and here is our beautiful dough. Now, I watched a few videos during the interim because I was a little worried. Obviously, this is, a new adventure for me. And this is not the way I made it before. So we're gonna do our best here. So first of all, I am going to dust out here clean counter. And then we are going to, I don't remember actually. First we're gonna turn this out. So let's just get this bad boy out. Oh, I need my bench scraper. All right, and I have the rounded one. So we can, so we can get the dough out. Get this thing out. All right. All right. Now we are going to shape it into a kind of roundy-ish ball somehow. Using our, if you don't have a bench scraper, you can totally, maybe I needed to put some flour. Maybe that's what my little note meant. Yep, I think that's good. Okay, so now we have a nice little ball. And now, as luck would have it, we are going to dust the top, and then we are going to let it sit again for 10 minutes with the towel covering the top. So I'll be back in 10 minutes. All right, 10 minutes is up. So here we go. So here I have a colander, and I'm gonna put this clean towel now inside the colander, and we are going to dust it super, super well with our flour. Okay? And then we are going to get our Dutch oven. So here's our Dutch oven. And I'm going to put it in the cold oven, and I'm gonna start it at 450. Start it at 450. Okay, and now we have to let this rise one more time for 40 minutes after we put it into our little basket. Now, according to what I've read, we are gonna flour this surface again right over here. Let me just do this. And let me grab my other scraper. And we are going to turn this over onto, like that, somehow. All right, there's really not supposed to be any flour on it, but it's okay. And now we are going to fold, and we are gonna stitch this bread together, like so. Mine may not stay very well because there is a whole bunch of flour still on there, but we will just do our best stitching it together like so. And I am going to put this, and this needs to be kind of rounded. There we go, looks good. And I'm going to put this quickly into my basket, stitch side up. And now I am going to drench it with more flour. I'm gonna have to get more flour. And then we are gonna leave it to rest here while this heats up. And it just doesn't need to heat up. We're gonna need to leave it in there for 30 to 40 minutes so that the temperature inside the pot is the same as the temperature outside the pot. So this is gonna stay just like this in our little home, so to speak, for 30 to 40 minutes. And then we will go ahead and I'll show you how to get it into the oven. We'll slice it and we'll get it into the oven. So 30 to 45 minutes, we'll be back. See, I told you. I mean, it's already 9 p.m. This bread will be ready tomorrow. So we'll be back. All right, we're back. So now I have a plate and a piece of parchment paper, and we are going to well flour this bad boy, just like so. And then we are going to take our hopefully beautiful, going to be beautiful loaf. You never know. It's all a crapshoot right now. And we are going to somehow tip this onto there. I don't know. You ready to see a big puff of smoke? Oh yay, it worked. All right, good deal. Okay, so now we're on this little thing here. We're gonna take our lame and we are going to make a cut right through the middle, and then we're going to make one on the side and one on the other side. Okay, that should be it. I'm super excited. We'll see how this goes. I've got to take my trusty elf gloves and my trivet because I don't want to put it on my board because it's really hot. And we are going to grab this out. We are going to drop our paper right down in, just like that. Looks great. All right, and now we're going to replace the lid and get that in there for 20 minutes with the lid on, and then we're gonna take it off and cook it for another 20. Super excited. See you in 40 minutes. All right, we are back, and look at this fantastic loaf. Oh my goodness. So I took it out about half an hour ago, and I've just been staring at it ever since. Super excited about how it turned out. Everything looks rather nice. I feel like it could have been in the oven a little longer than it was, but since it was the first time that I've tried this recipe in the Dutch oven, I wanted to go ahead and take it out exactly when it needed to be taken out. So some things that I will do differently are less flour. I knocked a crap ton of flour off of this because it was seriously caked on there. Probably about 1/4 of a cup of flour came off of the bottom and the top. So don't put as much flour as I did. Also, make your cuts a lot deeper. The place where the cut was the deepest, it opened up like that traditional kind of look. Obviously ideal. So next time, make your cuts a little deeper. Other than that, I don't know, let's cut into it and see what we think. Super excited. Crust is good, I can feel it. Oh, woo! Do you see that? Look at the beautiful bubbles in there. That right there. That is what I'm going for. Now, let's taste it. Let's taste it. I'm not even gonna get out butter because I wanna taste everything. That's good. That's really good. I am super excited right now. That was amazing. That was worth the effort. It wasn't a lot of effort, it was just a lot of waiting and anticipating the next step. So totally, I'm gonna do this again and again. That's really good. That's really good. Hey, hunky man, you wanna try some on camera? The husband's here. Obviously, it's almost 11 o'clock at night. Come on over here. This is my husband. You've seen him in other videos. So here you go. Crust is really good.
It's crispy. And the inside is nice and soft.
I don't know that I would have baked it any longer now that I'm tasting the awesome crust. On the outside, I think it's perfect.
It's really good.
Super excited, thanks. Mwah. All right, you're excused. Off with you. Now I'm gonna call my youngest in. He loves bread, but he's not gonna be on camera. He refuses. Plus, quarantine hair, he needs a haircut, so no way does he want to be on camera. That makes me pretty excited. I'm gonna feed that starter, and I'm gonna feed it and feed it and feed it, and I'm gonna do this again. All right, you guys. Well, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please give it a like, share it with your friends, and subscribe. I do videos twice a week, and I'm always adventuring in my kitchen. And if you have any ideas of how you'd like to see me adventure next, leave it in the comments below, and we will adventure together. Okay, until next time.